Okay, we'll start our class. So yesterday we have created cookbook, right? And inside we have created 2 recipes. See here, total we have 2 recipes. Apart from default recipe, when we created cookbook, by default we got this one with that cookbook. Apart from that, we have created 2 recipes. That is demo-recipe and test-recipe. See here again, that extension recipe is not mandatory here. Okay, you can give any name. See here, it's only default only, right? Thing is that .rb also will be there by default. Okay, so now what we'll do today, we are going to deploy web server. Okay, today we are going to deploy web server. So I'll tell you what actually I'm going to do now. So this is my base machine. This is my base machine. Now I'm going to create one new cookbook. I'm going to create a new cookbook. Inside, I'm going to create a recipe, new recipe. Okay, inside, I'm going to put 3 resources. One is package. First, I need to install HTTPD. Next, I need to create a file. I need to put some content in that file. I need to start service. And I need to make sure that every time we start our machine, service should be started. That's what we call enabled service. That's what check on HTTPD online. So all these related, the related code with respect to this one, I'm going to put in one recipe. Okay, so wherever I execute this recipe, in whichever the machine, that machine will become web server, right? So what I'll do, I'm going to execute locally, so that our base machine will become web server, and I'll take this machine, base machine's IP, and I'll paste in browser, so you should be able to see web page. Okay, that is what we are going to do now. Okay, so let's do it, guys. Very, very simple. Let's create a cookbook first. So we are inside a cookbook folder, right? Okay, fine. Let's create a cookbook. Chef generate cookbook and cookbook name. You can give any cookbook name. I'll give Apache F1 cookbook. Apache F1 cookbook. You know, right? Web package. Why we are giving Apache? See here. I think already we discussed this one. HTTPD Apache 2 Tomcat. These are web packages. Okay, these are web packages. These are products of Apache company. And Apache company, we have so many other products like Maven. So many products are there for this company. Okay, these 3 are web products of this company. So if you want to install this package, this HTTPD you can install it only Red Hat family. Red Hat family. Apache 2 for Debian family. Tomcat is for Windows. That means Red Hat family means Amazon Linux, Red Hat Linux, CentOS. Debian means Ubuntu. Okay, if you want to make Amazon Linux the web server, you need to install this package. If you want to make Ubuntu as a web server, you want to install this package. In Windows, you have to install Tomcat. All 3 belongs to the company called Apache. Okay, this Apache 2 is a package. Okay, Apache is a company. Fine. Now, Chef generate cookbook, Apache cookbook. This extension cookbook is not mandatory. You can use simply Apache. Okay, just I'm doing by saying that we can understand it. It's a cookbook like that. Cookbook enter. Yes, we have created cookbook. Now do ls Apache cookbook is there. Now what we'll do, let's create a recipe inside, because tree Apache cookbook. See here by default you get one default.rb. Now I'm going to, if I want, I can make default.rb, but what change? See here, if I want, I can use default.rb, but I mean that I'm going to, anyways I'm going to use it later. So just let's create a new recipe. Okay, so how to create a recipe? You need to be inside this cookbook. To create recipe only you need to be inside cookbook. Remaining all operations we need to come out of this cookbook. Okay, so let's create a recipe. Chef generate recipe Apache Raven. Chef generate recipe Apache Raven recipe. Okay, that's it. We have created recipe. See here, type in. We have Apache Raven recipe. Okay, by default it will get RB extension. Okay. Now what we do is let's open that one. See, now let's come out of this one. CD double dot. Now whatever we do it from this level. Okay. So what we'll do, let's open that recipe. Let's put some code. So here you need to give the path, right, that you know already. Apache Heaven cookbook recipes Apache Heaven recipe. Enter. Insert. Now let's put some code here. So first we need to install package. Okay. HTTP package means HTTP, right? Do two spaces action install, and this is one resource. Package will be installed. After that I'm going to create a file. The file where I want to create, inside where, inside www, inside HTML, and by default you'll get where www HTML, because once you install this package you'll get this kind of structure, right, automatically. Okay, so I want to create this file where inside HTML folder I want to give the name of that file is index.html. That means this file is, we are going to create this file, this one, but where we are creating, we are giving the path, right, that will be created inside this. Okay, HTML. Now I want to keep some content. Hello students. Yes, I'm giving some content. Now, see here, if you want, you can create, you can put this one as well, but it's not required. I'll tell you, because no, I'll tell you why you are. Okay, let's give like this. Anyways, I'm going to explain later this. Now we need to start service, right? Service. Service. HTTPD. Do. Here we need to start and we need to enable. That's all. First we need to start, and second we need to make sure that every time you start the machine, service should be started, right? So for that you need to give like this case action. If you want to mention two actions, you need to mention like this in a square brackets, space, colon, enable, comma, again colon, start. Or you can interchange, first start then enable, the space like this. So that's it, simple. Okay, I'll explain what actually I have mentioned here.
Right.
See here, we are mentioning three resources. One is package, one is file, one is service. These must be mentioned. You have to mention a sequence, guys, because code will be executed from left to right, top to bottom. You cannot interchange, because once you install this package, then only the structure will be created. Then you can keep this file. After that only you can start the service. So this is one resource. This is one more resource. This is one more resource. First I'm installing package that you know already we used. Now I'm going to create a file. Where I'm going to create a file, I have given complete path. So file will be created inside this file. I'm keeping some content and action create. The file will be created. Do. Next. Service, I need to start service, right? Service HTTPD start. After that we need to run, we used to run one more command, right? Check config HTTPD on, right? Instead of that command, we are giving this one, enable. Okay, and that's it, simple. If you execute this one, the web package will be created. Okay, I mean web package will be installed. So let's read now.
One question.
Yes, please.
In the file block, after the file block, do we need the end or do we need the do statement?
What do we need?
End statement or do statement after the file block complete?
Oh, sorry. End. Oh, sorry. And I forget to use space as well. Oh, and otherwise, yeah, it's end only. Do end. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So now let me verify any errors. Everything is fine. Seems fine. HTML, index.html, content, action, create, and service HTTP do. Action, enable, start, end. Okay, fine, guys.
Sai, can you tell me about spaces? Where to give double space? Or...
See, here, I mean, here it's a double space, here only. Here only double space. You can use single space as well, but better to use double space so that, you can observe that indentation part clearly, right? A remaining HTML will be a single space only. Wherever you see this blank, right? That is single space only. Here, on these places. Understood? Only this place, indentation, right? Here, you need to use double space. That is also not mandatory. Okay, single space is enough. Got it? Understood? Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's run this one. So how to run this one? That command. Yes, that's how you can make use of up arrow. So previous commands. Chef client -cr. Now what is our kubebook name? Apache kubebook. And what is our recipe name? Apache recipe, right? Apache recipe. Enter. That's it. See here, total 4x4 resources. One is the package resource, and then is file resource. So with respect to service, 2 resources. We enabled service, we started service, and the content we kept this one. That means we installed web package. How can you verify that one? Just take this machine's public IP and paste here. See here, you can able to see that web page. So that is so. Now if I rerun this one, it won't do any action, right? See here, I'm rerunning this one. It won't take any action because everything is there. Package is there, file is there, content is same. Okay, see here, that's all. For example, if I do some modifications in the content, let's see what I do. I'll do some modifications. I'll add few more things. Okay. Now come out. Now tell me guys what actually happens now if I run this one. Anyone? Anyone?
That particular
Yes.
item only it will be modified.
Yes, correct. See here, package is there, so that's why it is showing up to date. Service already running, that's why up to date. It's already enabled up to date. Only difference is we have changed this content. What is that one? See here, earlier it was there, this one. Now it has modified to this one. That's it. That's why it is showing only 1/4. Now hit refresh. That is so. That is how we can install web package. Understood? Okay. Now coming to next one. Next one is Ohio. See here. For example, let's take our machine. When you installed Chef package, so you know that by default we get Chef client. as well as we'll get Why tool, and Why is having its own database. So it stores the current information, current situation of my machine, all data, okay, current state of my machine. So that's what, if you want to see any details of this machine, you need to use Why command. Okay, present situation, if you want to see, you need to use Why. So let's see. So I want to see the current state of my base machine. That means EC2. So just write Why. It will show a lot of information in a key value page. This is key, this is value. This is key, like this, IP address, so and so, MAC address, so and so, like that. Each and everything it will show us. A lot of information it will show us. Just show this. So here, it will show a lot of information. If you go through this one, you will get each and every new detail. It will show in a JSON format. Okay, JSON format. For example, you want to extract only IP address. You want to extract only IP address. So what you have to do, see here in Why store, everything got stored in a key value place. In Why store, everything got stored in a key value. For example, IP address, somewhere they have given IP address and they have given actual IP address. Somewhere they have given host name and actual host name. So if you want to get that IP address, what you have to do, you have to give key and it will fetch value. So what you have to do now here, suppose I want IP address. Command is Why IP address. IP address. Even if you don't remember that complete word, you can use this star here. That's what wildcard. Any word starting with IP-add. Okay, like that. So IP-add, RESS. Here it is giving IP address from Why store. Now, what is our base Linux command to say IP address? Host name space minus I. Base, normal Linux command, right? This is one. See here. So, but it is fetching from Why store. Okay. For example, I want to see the host name. Command is Why host name. Why host name. Okay, like this. For example, I want to see the memory, current memory utilization of my machine. Okay, so command is Why memory / total. I'll tell you why I'm giving / total. See here. Memory actually what I will see here. This is key. Memory is a key. Inside we have nested keys. For example, total so and so, total memory, current utilization, something. Just I'm taking one example. So and so, and some more key values. Now, if you want to get this one, this is inside this key, right? That's a this key / this key. Then it will show this information. We have nested 3 kinds of keys here. This is the one, this is one here, this one. A, B, C. So if you want to get the details of C, you have to give A/B/C. Why? Then the output will be this one. The output will be X. Like that. So see here, Why memory / total. This is my current memory. It is showing in a key piece. For example, CPU utilization. Don't worry, you need not remember this because if you see that Why store, automatically will come to know that that's very, very clearly they have mentioned. But a lot of information they have mentioned, you need to go through that one at least once. Next, Why CPU utilization, CPU / MS7. So it will show that CPU utilization. Current, because here 3 keys. Inside CPU, inside 0, inside image. That is how they have mentioned in a Why store. This is my current CPU utilization. Like that. Like that, it's a Why store.
One question.
Yes.
So, without giving the further, that is the part beyond CPU, can you show how the structure looks like? Why space CPU?
So, inside CPU, there are so many key values. For example, see here. For example, okay, this is key. A, inside B, inside C. For C, we have given some X. For D, we have Y. For D, we have some, like this. So if you give only this key, now it won't show anything, because here, what you want, actually it should show the key and value, right? So you want any of these informations. Okay, so you have to give like this only. Inside A, inside B, inside C, like that.
Okay, but I won't be able to remember all these things. Which key we under.
But you need not remember these things. You need not remember. Though if you see that Y, they will show clearly here. Can you see? So for example, see here, this is one key. You need not remember. Just it is storing that information. Just for example, I am giving these things. You need not remember this one. So why you see here, for example, some key value they are giving. Why? What is the need of remembering these things? Not required. Just I have given an example. This is how that would be stored like this. Here inside key, it's a nested key like this. Key value. You want to refer, if you want to get this one, see version. What do you do? NSS/version. Then you will get this like that. I don't know what is this NSS and unspell like this, because a lot of information will be there, right? System information.
Okay. No, for debugging purpose, if there is something missing or it's not working properly.
Okay.
For debugging purpose.
That time we need to verify this one. We need to go through this one. But I don't think so. You do something here. So that's why you need to go through this one. They have given a lot of information here. Okay.
Sai,
Yes.
is there any tool installed to work OI?
Y itself is a tool. It acts as a store. Y itself is a tool. It is having its own storage. Y is a tool, guys. That's what we discussed, right? It's a system discovery tool.
Can you see the path where installed OI like?
No. That we cannot see. Why? By default that will be installed. The tools will be installed. That we cannot see. I mean, so how can you see? You are running OI command. It is giving output. You are running OI command. It is giving output means the tool is installed. Understood, right?
So once we installed a chip, it will automatically enable OI, right? As
well. Yes. Automatically that OI will be enabled.
So Sai, one more thing. We talked about server actually. Okay. So
yeah.
What service we need to run become a server?
That I'll tell you. We haven't even started discussing that one.
Okay.
Once we finish with this coding part, then I will jump into server. Then I will explain about that server part. Okay. See here. So, guys, tell me one thing. What do you mean by variables? Variable.
Which can hold the value.
Which can hold the value. Yes, correct. So, okay, I'll give an example. See here, we have a lot of content here. Lot of content in around 1,000 places. I need to mention CM name, for example. Okay, CM name. So Indian CM, PM name. So who is the PM of India right now? Modi, Narendra Modi. So I'll mention all 1,000 places. 1,000 places. Now after 5 years, we don't know, right, whether he'll become PM again or not. There could be some XYZ. So after 5 years, again we need to change. In all 1,000 places, if it is 1 lakh places, in all 1 lakh places, we need to change. After 5 years, again we need to change. That means it's very difficult, right? Every time we are changing all these things. So that's why to address this issue, instead of hard coding this one, that means hard coding means just fixing the value. Instead of doing like this, what we do, we are giving a variable format. Means, for example, here, what I'll do, PM, I'll give, here I'll give Modi. Right, PM, something PM is Modi. Now in these places, what I'll do, instead of giving that Modi name, here I'll give, in these places I'll give PM. I'm giving key. So if you execute this one, that key will pull that value. That means the PM will be replaced with Modi. Understood it? Okay. After 5 years, what I'll do, instead of changing this value, simply I'll change here itself some XYZ. If I rerun this one, the PM will be replaced with XYZ. You understood it? That means instead of hard coding, we are giving as a variable. So that every time, every place you need not to change, just we need to change here. Okay, so this is variable. This is variable. Variable is a memory, some memory location. It stores some value. Okay, so the key value, we need to give key value. We need to give key. If you run this one, that will be replaced with value. This is key, this is value. Okay, so that is what variable. Okay, we call this one as a defining variable. This is how we define variables. The defining of variable and using that variable is different in each and every language. You can find differences. Okay, in Java, defining variable is something different. In shell scripting, it's different. Python, it's a different. The format will be different. So same thing in Chef. Here we are using Ruby, right? Here also that is something different. Okay, something different. So I'll tell you how we use this one in Chef. See here, for example, so we see we have two cookbooks, right? We have two cookbooks. Now let's go inside test cookbook. Okay. Let's open any recipe in test cookbook. VI test cookbook recipes. Demo recipe is right? Yeah, demo recipe. Okay. Enter. Insert. Now what I'll do? Let me delete these things. Or simply you can comment to this one, guys. See here. Just you can comment. So that this Chef will ignore. It won't execute these things again. Like this, you can comment this. Every time you need not to delete. If you want to use it again, just remove that comment. Fine. What I'm going to do, guys, observe carefully here. File. For example, I'll use DevOps file. DevOps file. Now do DevOps file do. Now see here. I'll use some content. You can use single quotes or double quotes. That's up to you guys. But if you are starting with single quotes, you have to end with double quotes. I mean single quotes. If you are starting with double quotes, you have to end with double quotes. So for testing purpose. Testing purpose. Now owner. I have to make root as a owner. Group action create. See, tell me guys, what actually I'm doing here? Anyone? Please tell me. What actually we are doing here? Anyone? What actually we are doing? What is this content and what? I mean,
We are creating one file in DevOps which has content. This is the for testing purpose.
yes.
The owner who is the group.
Yeah, correct. Simply I'm creating a file. I'm giving some content. I'm giving a owner name and a group name. That's it. That's what I'm doing, right? So see here, observe carefully. I'm adding something in this content. I'm adding something else in this content. So okay. I'm adding, it's appending. I'm appending content. Whatever you put here, that will be added, right? Okay. Oh, friend. See here. I'll explain this one. Don't worry. CP. See. Okay. So here we are starting the content here, double quotes, and here we are ending this content. Okay, we are starting there, we are ending. So see here. This is content is from here to here till here. It's a total content. That entire content will be placed inside this file, correct or not? So this is the content. So this will be placed inside the file. So what actually I'm doing, something I'm giving, something is a content. See, whatever you see right here, this is how we define variables in Ruby. This is how we define variable. So if you execute this one, this entire portion will be replaced with actual host name. If you execute this file, this entire portion will be replaced with actual IP address. So this portion will be replaced with that CPU percentage and memory. Like that. Now you might be having doubt. See, Sai, then where we defined these variables first, I told you, right? Somewhere we need to define, right? Host name, so and so. Then only that will be replaced. See here, already defined in Ohio store. Now I'll tell you what actually happens. This is your node. This is the recipe that you have created, and this content you kept here, right? Key value base. Now if you execute this one, chef client runs, right? So before chef client runs, it will verify in Ohio store. It will verify in Ohio store. So what chef client does, chef client replace. That's what in Ohio store already key value where it's defined. So what chef client does, chef client will replace that variable with that actual value. Okay, actual value. So that's why if you execute this one, this will be replaced with actual values. Okay, this is how we define variables in Ruby. Okay, that will be different in each and every language. Okay, so this entire I'll explain. See, I'll show this one. This entire portion will be replaced with portion. That is how you need to mention. Okay, you need to follow this format. Now I'll show them. Let me execute this one. See here. Now come out. let me execute this one. So command is -c for now. What is the cookbook name? Test. What is our recipe name? Demo F1 recipe, right? Demo. See here, if you observe carefully, it has created a file, this file, and it kept this content. From here to here, this is total content. Okay, see here, this is for testing purpose. That is the content which I have mentioned, right? Testing purpose. Now host name, the entire key replaced with actual value, right? Host name, this IP address, this CPU, this memory, like that. So that's how we define variables here. Understood it? That is how we define variables. Understood? Now if you want to verify, you can verify the file. So ls / you can see the DevOps file. Let's open this file. Cat / DevOps file. See here, this is for testing purpose, and host name is so and so, IP address is so and so, CPU utilization is so and so. For example, if you rerun this one, for example, CPU percentage is something different as of now. If you rerun this one, this will be replaced with actual CPU percentage of now. That is so. If you hard code it, you cannot modify these things, right? Okay, that's a fixed. But after 1 hour, CPU percentage could be only 2000 only. So that will be replaced automatically if you give it as a variables. Understood, guys? This one? Understood? Any doubts here?
Sai, if I want to display a current date and time every time if I run this, then is there any variable like time or
If you want to display?
time, current time?
Yeah, that's what. Say, current time, that's, that is a Linux concept. We have a command in line. I mean, in Chef, you want to do it, Vedic Chef.
Yeah.
So somewhere you will find that key value.
Okay. So can I create my own key value pair?
That we haven't created, because in Wahai they are giving each and everything. Yes, we can create, because in each and every language we can create our own key value pairs. Yes, here also that will be there, but I mean, we haven't defined as of now, because in Ohio store we are getting each and every minute information.
Okay.
So that's why, but you can create, because that is there in each and every language. In each and every language we can define our own key.
Right.
Yes, that will be there for sure.
Okay.
Now we have two Kubus. Now guys, we can execute some Linux commands as well in Ruby. We can execute some Linux commands as well in Ruby. That I'll show you. So what we'll do, let's open any recipe. For example, okay, let's open test one. Okay, demo F1 recipe, let's open. Insert. Now let's comment this one. Now see here, what I'll do, okay, I'll write one more resource. So execute is one more resource, guys. Execute is one more resource. I'll tell you why we use and where we use. Let's give any script. No. Do command. We are giving just Linux command size, for example. View directory. Okay. Fine. See here, if at all you want to run some Linux commands, if at all you want to execute some Linux commands in Ruby script, that is how you can mention. See here, execute is again one resource where you use Linux commands, and you can give any name, run a script. You can use any name here, that's up to you. Do and end block, that is common. See here we need to mention command because I'm going to execute some Linux commands. You need to mention like this, EOH, end of that, header we call it, end of header. That means actually what we are doing, we are breaking this Linux, that Ruby interpreter, so that we can execute some Linux commands. Don't worry about this one, just you have to remember this one. If at all you want to execute any Linux commands, you have to mention these things, this line and this line. In between, you keep on mentioning any number of Linux commands. See here, mkdir, this is one Linux command, right? I want to create a directory where I want to create under main slash. I want to create a file, touch slash the file name. Like this, you keep on mentioning any number of Linux commands. All will be executed one by one, guys. All will be executed one by one. So that is how we can mention Linux commands. Further, we use a resource called execute, and here you can give any name. That's up to you. Okay. So you have to mention these Linux commands between these two lines, command UOH and then UOH, end of header. Okay. So let me show this one. Let me execute this one. So two files, one directory should be created. One file must be created, right? Now let me run this one. Okay, this same Kubu, same recipe, right? Okay. See here, execute. This resource got executed. Now one by one resource updated. Execute. See here, directory, it created directory and it created file as well. Okay, that you can see here. So ls.
Sai, one question.
Yes.
Here we commented out the first code, that is HTTP and
Yes.
hostname. So that is not going to be come in this log.
Yeah, because we comment means that's locked. Chef will not take that one. Chef will ignore that one.
Okay.
See here, ops file 1 and DevOps. Dev directory, right? See here, dev directory 1. Now, guys, my question to you is, if I rerun this one, what actually happens? See here, I'm rerunning this command. This one, I'm running chef client again. What actually happens here? Tell me. Anyone?
Nothing will happen.
Nothing is going to happen because already these two are there, right? File is there as well as directory is there. Now enter. See what it is showing. Again, it created overwritten that old files, old directory and old file. Now rerun again. I'm calling chef client again. Now again it is calling, right? Right, but it should not happen, right? It's against idempotency concept, right? In chef. So yes, correct. So that's why using Linux commands is not a good practice. Okay. So we can use, but that's why idempotency will not be there in Linux concepts. Okay. So that's why even if you run 100 times that will be overwritten. That it will create a new one that will be overwritten. Okay. So that's why using Linux commands is not a good practice. But they have mentioned one thing, you can use, but here you need to write that, that scripting, if else conditions, everything we need to give. Okay. So if at all you are not getting any resource for anything, and you know that Linux command, you can use that one, but make sure there won't be any idempotency in Linux. Okay. Every time you run, that will be executed again and again. Okay. So that's why using Linux commands is not a good practice. Okay. Understood this one? No idempotency in Linux, executing Linux commands. Okay.
Sai, I have one question.
Yes.
Before installing Chef, actually, if you want to see any configuration, because if you want to see any host name or IP address, just we type the host name, so it will pick the configuration from the internally somewhere in the kernel. Okay.
Yes.
So after configuring Chef, so this all configuration will store in the OI.
Yes. Oh, hi. Yes.
Whatever the configuration related to system, everything will be stored in the OI.
Yes.
So we will pick the configuration file when we are in the chef, we will pick the configuration for only from the OI only.
Yes, yes, correct.
That's
Correct.
what my doubt is.
Yes, yes, correct. We take from Ohio only. Chef will take Ohio only because it is having its own store, right? Okay, so chef will take from Ohio only. Okay. Now, how to create a user? How to write a code to create a user? I'll tell you. I'll show this one, guys. From where you'll get all this code. We'll get this code in a chef website. I'll show that one. Okay. All these things you can simply copy and paste. You need not write this code. So what we'll do? Let's open any file. Same. Let's open any recipe. So let's open some other recipes. Demo. I think we have test recipes, right? Yeah, test recipes. Okay, fine. Now let's comment. Commenting means we are literally locking. If you remove that comment, again chef will consider these things. Now, how to create a user? Simple, guys. For that you need to use user resource. User. I told you that we can do double comment as well. Okay. Make sure if you are starting with double quotes, you need to end with double quotes. That is. So I'll do Raj. Okay. Simple action. Create. And here, I'll explain one more thing. This is how we create user. Okay, this is how we create user. So here, default action, we have default actions for each and everything. File default action is create. Package default action is install. User default action is create. If you want to remove this file, we need to mention explicitly. If you want to uninstall, you need to mention explicitly. If you want to remove, you need to mention explicitly. But these are default actions. Since these are default actions, you need not to mention explicitly here. Okay, see here, if you observe carefully here, this is not required. Action, create, that is not at all required. Here also, this is not required. Here, because default action of user is to create. See here, if it is not required, then what is the use of do and end block? Here it is required because already we have given one more line here. So that means here do and end also not required. Only this is enough to install and create a user. Understood, right? Okay, so let's do it now. Just remove all these unnecessary things. Not required because that's for default. You can mention explicitly, so that others can understand. But it's not required. See here, user. Right, that is more than enough to create a user. Let's see. Let's execute this one. Test, right? Test -sp. Test, sorry. Test -sp. Enter. See here, user got created. Create user Raj. So if you want to verify that user, so cat etc password. See here, Raj got created. Now I'll tell you how to give other parameters as well. I'll show that one in website. Okay, that's how we create user. For example, you want to create a group. How to create a group? So user is already there. So let's comment. Now I want to create a group. So same group name, for example, DevOps group. Do same here. Action is not required. Action space colon create not required. So members Raj. Open to end. See here. So I have already Raj user is there. Now I'm going to create a group called DevOps. Now I want to place this user inside this group. That's why I have mentioned members Raj. So this user will be a part of this group. Right? Linux command G password. You use G password -a. username and group name. That's how we added. So this is how we add user to the group. Now why we have mentioned append true? See, in this group already one user is there. Now you are adding Raj user. If you don't mention this one, this will be removed. This will be placed like that. If you mention append true, this will be added separately. Appending. Okay, like that. Understood this one? Simple. Members means the members will be added. Appended true means users will be added, appended. It won't remove existing users. Okay. So let's run this one.
Sai, here without do it won't take a group.
Without?
Do.
Because we are mentioning these attributes, right? Here. Okay. So we need to mention do and end. Okay. Some do and end means in between something you are mentioning your attributes. Since here we do not have any attributes, that's why we haven't mentioned it. Okay. Now let's run this one. Make sure that user must be there in your machine, otherwise it will throw error. Okay. Created group. Fine, one by one resource. Now let's see, guys. Let's verify that group cat etc group. You can see, right? DevOps group got created and Raj user is a part of the DevOps group. Like that. Like that, we can deal with this one. Okay. So I'll show this on side website. Okay, do one thing. You just practice these commands. That website I'll show you tomorrow. From where you'll get all this custom code. Okay. So anyway, see here. Yeah, I'll show that one tomorrow. Okay. Just because 2 to 3 websites are there. I'll explain clearly. Okay. So just practice this code as of now. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to see 2 important concepts, 2 major concepts. So those I need to explain as a set. Otherwise you will not understand because dependency is there. That's why I'm not starting today. Okay. So please do practice these things. And tomorrow I will explain those 2 concepts. Okay.
Yes, right. Tomorrow is Saturday. So do we have class?
Sorry. Saturday. No classes on weekends. Tomorrow in the sense, next class is on Monday. Okay.
Sai, one more thing, we didn't get yesterday video of practice. We asked Naresh Technologies due to some technical issue they are not uploaded.
Okay. I'll inform them. Today you'll get that video. Okay.
Sai, I wanted to ask something.
Yes,
Is
please.
there any other Amazon batch? Because the one which you started now at 7:30 at my place, it will be around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock now.
Oh my
So
God.
it's very difficult for me to attend that time.
Yes, correct. I will start a new AWS batch because right now already I'm running one existing AWS batch. So
Okay.
once we finish that one, I'll inform you. So within 2 weeks, I'm going to finish my existing batch.
Yeah, because
That is
now
6 p.m. IST.
okay, because now also it is almost 1 p.m. 1 a.m. over here. So
Oh,
it's very difficult sometimes.
so where are you from? Where are you now?
I'm in Ireland at the moment, UK.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So 6 p.m. IST, I'm going to start new batch within few days. I mean, after
Okay.
1 week or 10 days.
Yeah,
Then I'll inform you. Okay.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
perfect.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's meet on Monday. Please do practice all these things. Okay. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Happy weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sai.